This is no longer a premonition. This is a clear signal. A powerful energy is approaching, not to test you, but to bless you. No more ambiguity, no more waiting. Abundance is truly taking form, and if you're present enough, you'll see the universe is leaning in your favor. Venus has entered your domain. Not loud, not boastful, but deeply significant. This is a pivotal moment in your journey, when everything you've planted begins to bloom. When intuition is no longer just a feeling, but becomes the compass guiding you through the real world. And look, Venus is passing through a fixed Earth sign. At first this energy seemed hesitant, not ready to appear in your life. But then it made itself unmistakably present. This is the symbol of your most ideal life, of true prosperity beginning to take shape in your current reality, a feeling that is positive, deep, and whole. Yet, this energy still feels slightly held back, perhaps by an influence that hasn't fully let go. Maybe it's a hesitation toward the good things arriving, a subtle resistance within, as if happiness is growing, causing your heart to pause for a beat. And it's that hesitation that reveals just how important this is. The arrival of Venus isn't just a reward, it's also an invitation to open your heart, to trust, and to step beyond the old comfort zone. This comes after a long journey, one marked by resilience and effort. And now, it's truly here, clear and undeniable. But this phase is not only about receiving. This is a time to nurture, to care for, and to protect what you have with deep gratitude. Precious things must be safeguarded with responsibility and love. A gift is not only for enjoyment, but for long-term cherishing. Like being entrusted with a piece of fertile land, you now stand in the midst of this sweet, abundant ground. The responsibility is yours, and you know it well. If you've reached a great achievement, a peak of happiness, then this is the time to make wise choices. Saturn is watching how you lay the foundation for this new phase, not to judge, but to see whether you're truly moving forward with integrity. And that's when a deeper look into your current context is needed. This cycle is opening up a special path where intuition leads the way. The connection between Neptune and the crescent moon phase creates a strong current of inner guidance. Normally, intuition leads to action, but right now, it is abundance itself that's guiding you inward. And that means you are drawing closer to your true self. This is a moment to learn trust, to believe that this universe at its core is made of love. Heaven doesn't forsake the sincere heart. It is no longer just a saying. It's a vivid feeling, alive within you. The sacred energy is still flowing quietly around you like a stream of pure water, and Venus is now bringing you closer to the spiritual part within. The symbols are showing up with clarity. The feminine from the moon, the faith of Jupiter in the 9th house, the purity of Neptune. They're all merging with Venus in the 2nd or 10th house. The vertical line speaks to emotional and spiritual depth. The horizontal axis represents stability and groundedness in the material world. From here, a sacred wave is quietly entering your life, not rushed, not noisy, just arriving, steady and true. This allows you to keep expanding, to keep building value and abundance. The good things are still on their way. At this moment, a cluster of emotions is forming, creating a rather unique backdrop. The square between Venus and Mercury, along with the pressure from Mars and Jupiter, brings inner conflict. Perhaps sometime in the next month, the situation will require you to make a clear decision, even while your emotions remain tangled. And when that moment comes, the mind will no longer be the safest place. Intuition is what must be heard. No surprise then that a new moon phase is appearing in your inner sky. It's a gentle yet firm reminder. Trust your own ability to choose, especially now, while you are tending this fertile ground. No one understands this journey better than you, and the advisor you need most right now is already within you, because that advisor is your spiritual self. That is your greatest guide at this time. There will be moments, very soon, when the mind can't analyze or explain what's right, when every option makes sense and yet each one brings doubt. In those moments, only your spiritual self can truly lead. And so, believe this. You have the strength to move through it, even if the path ahead is still unclear, even if your emotions feel unsteady. the soul is still whispering the first and most important truth. You are strong enough to overcome it all. As the energy of June unfolds, a powerful intuitive sense suddenly arises, hinting at a milestone far ahead. Even though it's still 6 months away, the soul seems to be pointing very clearly toward December. Not urging you to rush, but letting you know something very significant is quietly beginning right now. December of this year will be a special time for you. Although it falls in the familiar Capricorn season, this time it feels entirely different. It might be a personal plan, an important milestone, or something not yet clear but weighty. Whatever the reason, December's energy is being highlighted strongly in your spiritual space. Right now, sense a hidden astrological symbol, like a deep confirmation from the subconscious, a signal from your soul showing that you're deeply connected to sacred energies. This symbol will only be revealed at the end, once the entire journey becomes clear. Capricorn, your current success hasn't come by chance. It's built from the real talent within you. You're living and working in harmony with your true nature, authentic, effortless, not trying to be someone else. It may have been a quietly pursued passion or an underappreciated gift. Now you've turned it into a practical, sustainable model that both sustains and liberates your true self. You haven't compromised who you are to please the world. You believe you deserve to be rewarded for the real value you bring. The rewards you receive aren't just financial, they include freedom and the feeling of truly living. This is a pure form of prosperity, born from alignment between inner ability and outer contribution. That's why, whether it started as a childhood skill or a long-held passion, it is now yielding real results. With Venus influencing your 2nd or 10th house, you're not only generating income, you're laying the foundation for the future. It doesn't feel like making money anymore. You're building something with enduring life. A system, a name, a legacy carrying your signature. One day, what you're building today may become assets for future generations. But the key isn't who inherits it, it's what you leave behind. A true legacy, not only material, but the dedication and life value you've poured in. Even though everything lies ahead, know this: everything begins today. June marks the starting point where each small action contributes to a major milestone by year-end. And while you labored to build, don't forget to enjoy the journey. The results you create today will remain, even when you're no longer present. And maybe what you're doing serves more than just yourself. Perhaps you're raising children, building a home, or laying foundations for loved ones. As we grow older, there's sometimes a worry. If I'm gone one day, what will remain? Rest assured, the seeds you plant today will continue to nourish them. You've always wanted to be part of loved ones' growth journeys, and what you build today could become their very foundation. An idea, a system, a life value. In any form, it carries enduring vitality. It's more than a job, it's part of the legacy you're safeguarding for later. When you look at your own astrological chart, 3 energies shine brightly: Jupiter, Neptune, and of course, Venus. A truly strong Venus symbol is one that receives guidance from Jupiter, yet still trusts its own inner voice. For Jupiter, even though wise can also represent molds you were taught to follow, things once right may no longer fit. You may have been raised to comply, to study hard for a secure future. You were the student trusting traditional knowledge. You learned correctly, sufficiently. But then comes that gentle, clear moment when the student must step up and become the guide. This current journey is like learning to play guitar. At first, chords and technique follow a pattern. Before you can improvise, you must understand structure. When the mind is steady, intuition can finally speak. That's when you stop following and start composing your own melody. So it is with spiritual development. First, learning from others, doing things right, receiving praise. But then comes a time when you no longer need external validation. Trust begins to grow from within, and that inner steadiness creates the turning point. No more need for manuals or advice. Experience has taught you more than anyone else. The sense of rightness now comes from intuition, and the soul wants you to believe in that, to know you can move forward and build what you desire. The image of Mercury in an air sign reminds you of the student. We're always learning, continually seeking to expand understanding, but now you learn with autonomy. You no longer need someone else to guide your path. Learning doesn't end, but the way you learn has shifted. To depth, guided by inner listening and intuition, you remain a student, still asking questions. Maturity isn't about stopping learning. It's about knowing how to self-educate. Gone are the days of please show me. You're now exploring, directing, and paving your own way. This is the model of a mature learner, not dependent. It also marks your spiritual maturation. The moon in a water sign illuminates the deep emotional layer. It leads you inward to face what's still hidden. It's not about should I trust, but which part of myself should I trust? How do you remove the emotional veil obscuring your inner truth? How do you see your true self, the version never shaped by others? Those questions don't need external answers. They invite you to return inward and confront yourself. Discovering your true self isn't about one clear answer. It's a journey, step by step, emotion by emotion, peeling layers, letting everyday signs grow in meaning. You begin to live like an alchemist, experimenting, observing, transmuting daily. This is the difference between institutional faith systems and a self-guided spiritual path, no longer needing an intermediary between you and the sacred. The soul isn't out there. It is the deepest part of you. It's a turning point in the awakening journey. You no longer follow borrowed faith. You touch authentic inner experience. From that, you no longer follow, you begin to become. Life now resembles a grand laboratory. Every experience is a test. Every act is a step in inner work. You never stop seeking new ideas, without escaping reality, but to connect deeper with yourself. You look inward, into memories, emotions, emerging desires, and ideals. The journey moves deeper, each step closer to your authentic self. You may have thought you already knew who you were, but gradually you realize that question has no single answer. It doesn't need solving, it needs living with. It's an open question, one that opens the ongoing journey itself. The questions, who are you and why are you here, are not meant to find a single answer. They open up a continuous unfolding of stories, each phase inviting you into a new conversation with yourself. And with each return, the answers become clearer, closer to your true essence. The moon in a water sign serves as an anchor. It calls you back to your inner emotional world and the reason why you are here right now at this moment. When your heart is open enough to receive love from the unseen world, your soul begins to lead the way. An open mind and an open heart allow you to radiate love outward into the world. Every action you take holds meaning. You do everything with full presence and heartfelt intention, and that in itself is a great power. You don't need to carry some grand mission, just do whatever you do with reverence and sincerity. Even the smallest task is carried out with a genuine heart, and that alone transforms the space around you into something full and meaningful. Venus in the 2nd or 8th house signals the beginning of a new chapter of prosperity. Abundance flows from your inner state. There's no need to chase anything because you are becoming the embodiment of enoughness. Intuition and devotion are your compass. Like someone strolling through a garden, you only need to lightly touch a tree to see it bloom and bear fruit. You are a natural healer. Anyone who comes near you feels warmth and truly heard. You have the ability to nurture and help things grow effortlessly. Simply by being present, you breathe life into what's around you, and everything seems to flourish on its own. This changes the energy of the space, steady yet profoundly peaceful. People walk away from conversations with you still carrying a sense of comfort, as if every interaction with Capricorn is a quiet gift. Because you don't need to show off, just being present with a true heart is more than enough. And because you carry nurturing energy, it's time to take better care of yourself. The Earth archetype often makes us forget the garden within. It's time to use the healing you so readily offer others to restore yourself first. If your family history involves hereditary health issues or unhelpful habits, this is the moment to choose conscious, disciplined living. The body is the sacred temple of the soul. It deserves to be protected and preserved. Let your health become a conscious choice, because you deserve to be vibrant and well. Not just for yourself, but for those you love and for those who rely on your energy. From here, your journey continues with the path of the serpent, the winding road of lived experiences. Each lesson is a moment of purification, like shedding an old skin to step into greater growth. The symbol of Mercury still reminds you to hold the spirit of the student, to always question, always seek, and never stop learning. What matters is not knowing everything, but daring to ask each day, what does life want to teach me today? What does the soul want to reveal? A question that stays open is the gateway to inner wisdom. And perhaps this is one of the truest ways to live, when someone does not flaunt their knowledge or try to teach others how to live the right way. A quiet presence that is both humble and confidently grounded. It is this very presence that inspires others. You don't need to preach to anyone, but that doesn't mean you have nothing to give. On the contrary, you're beginning to believe that your thoughts and feelings truly matter, that others are listening, and they need you. The influence of Mars in a fire sign stirs up energy around you. Action, momentum, vitality. Something is calling you forward. In the past, you may have hesitated, but now, once the heart speaks, you are ready to move. A new trust is rising. Your inner intuition is real, and you know where you need to go. This may be about love, whether romantic, soul connection, or self-love. The Moon and Venus are forming an invisible glue, yet they sit in positions of resistance. Because sometimes, what we avoid is exactly what the soul longs for in order to heal. You may have learned that love always comes with conditions. Old memories make you guard yourself when love draws near. Even when part of you wants to move forward, another part warns you to be careful. Old wounds make you withdraw, even if deep down, your heart still craves connection. Mars energy is impulsive. You meet someone, feel a deep connection, and boom, everything unfolds too fast. Your mind doesn't even have time to process before your emotions are already leading the way. You begin to ask, do I really want this? And your defense mechanisms kick in. When a relationship becomes serious, doubt creeps in. Not because it's wrong, but because seriousness reawakens past wounds. You are often strong at work, but when it comes to love, you tend to retreat. Not because you don't want love, but because you're afraid to relive that old pain again. Sometimes not overthinking is what saves you from missing something precious. This time, what's good may begin with surprise, and the deepest healing happens when the heart takes the lead. Your soul is saying, trust your intuition. Don't analyze it, feel it. This urge is not vague, you know exactly where it's pointing. The moon in a water sign heightens emotions. As happiness approaches, the mind sounds an alarm. Be careful, you might lose this. And you instinctively pull back, not because you don't want to love, but because you're afraid of getting hurt. You resist love, not with words, but with caution, with averted eyes, with withheld closeness. Your heart still wants it, but your mind sets up walls. Mercury retrograde intensifies the doubt. Should I open up? Is it worth the risk? You fear that if this person ever stops loving you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. But the soul speaks clearly. You are love itself. You are not dependent on anyone's affection to feel worthy. Love is already within you, and no one can take that away. A strong message emerges about a near-death experience or a profound memory tied to loss, maybe related to water or a sense of not being protected. That experience taught you not to depend entirely on anyone. You can love, you can give, but you must still hold on to yourself. And now it's time to reveal the hidden symbol, the influence of Uranus in a fixed air sign, a symbol placed precisely in the realm of doubt, and also a gentle correction. I will choose to trust my intuition. Fixed air often brings hesitation, but Uranian energy says, I will step out of my comfort zone and see what happens if I leap. Even with some reluctance, you're choosing to set fear aside to give something beautiful a chance. This is Uranus's gift, to move through the storms of the mind and trust the feeling, especially now as a relationship approaches, one with deep healing potential. And this time, perhaps, you are steady enough to no longer run away. Now is the moment to try. You don't need certainty, just honesty, just an open heart, and let life carry you forward.